Now, I know this is now the third Zombies video, and I also know that I did bring this up in both previous videos, but the Zombies mode is intertwined with Call of Duty games, and more than holds its own. While the series is sorta in the mud right now, which I mean sorta like COD as a general, it was once huge and had just as large of a fanbase as multiplayer mode. Anyone actually here watching this video would have memories of Zombies of old. Hell, I made friends playing Zombies back in the BO1 days. The importance and significance of the mode as its standalone concept cannot be understated. An honest to God community was formed around a bonus mode. Elite players, famous YouTubers, all alike stemmed from a mode and story of Zombies. This is where it really began. I promise that's the last time I'll say that. Arguments can be made as to where the real start of Zombies is. You can say Narrated or Rebootn, and there is a strong case for both. But I'm talking about the story of Zombies and the universe Tzoukas created for it. Narrated was a bonus mode that was made for fun. Rebootn was a test to see the viability of expanding the mode. Shi No Numa is where the ball got rolling.
Times are getting hard, boy. Money's getting scarce. Times don't get no better, boy. Gonna leave this place. Take my true love by her hand. Lead her through the town. Say goodbye to everyone. Goodbye to everyone.
The Aether story, which started here, is very bloated and confusing from the outside, and to be honest, I still don't understand it fully. But it was significant and prominent in every map beyond this point. The story was thought out, written and developed with this map, and thus is a key feature of it. It's also good to fill time for the video. I mean, it's an interesting point to explore. Long story short, the story from World at War to the end of Black Ops 1 in a simplified way is: a meteorite 115 hits the Earth during the Apothecon War. Group 95 begins experimentation. Rick Toffin is corrupted with madness. Ribbon madness. He portrays Max as teleporting to the crazy place where aliens had to control electronics. Meanwhile, Samantha enters the MPD. She has control over the zombies. Rick Toffin's quest to get back into the MPD and control the Aether. He uses 3 test subjects, Nikolai, Theo, and Dempsey to help him. Each map is one step required, and then in Moon we see Rick Toffin succeed getting into the MPD, only for Max and Samantha and the rest of Ultimus to blow up the Earth. Why did I write that part? In reality, it's an incredibly in-depth and complicated story that spanned years for the players. It's the first instance I can think of a multi-year long story presented in such a way, and the idea to present it as such, as well as the story itself, formed the basis for every map's core from here to Moon. The main reason for that recap and this whole section of video is that the story was developed alongside Shi No Numa. Part of the development process of this map was the story, and as a result, the landscape of Zombies was born. Shi No Numa planted the seeds. Speaking of landscape, this map was set in a Japanese forest. More specifically, it's an abandoned Japanese military outpost that was overrun by zombies after this flag dropped in. Mind you, an asteroid that size would have leveled the area and probably the whole state, but mind you, this is a zombies game, so I think we can excuse the realism factor. The map has a main area with 4 different sections branching off to each side. Each section is unique and has its own qualities that can either be good or bad depending on your playstyle. These areas each feature a small building, perk, wall weapons, and something unique to separate them. They are arguably as relevant as each other, and it's not like Kino where the alley is just a no-go zone. The storage hut is large and has a decent amount of mud. Comms room's shape gives a clear shot to the zombies, most of the time. Doctor's quarters can trap you on the island but has a zip line to escape, and Fishing Hut has decent room and the best trap in Zombies, the Flogger. I will talk more about this later. The map feels like it was intended to be a zombies map. The lack of any proper shape also creates a more natural feel, compared to Narc and Varrock just being cubes. I mean, to be fair, it was actually the first to be designed as a standalone zombies map. It wasn't a multiplayer map or a part of campaign that got adapted. The areas stemming from a middle building would be impossible in a multiplayer map. Speaking about that middle area, it sort of acts like a central hub. The box first spawns in it, you spawn in it, it houses the entrances to all the other areas, and the multi-story layout of it is not only useful for housing the zipline and creating natural space, but it also allows you to get your rooftop Korean on and gives you high ground over the zombies. The design is good and provides a natural playing experience no matter where you are on the map. Also, the scenery change from a misty wasteland to swamp jungle is welcome in my book. The scenery is not the only change. In fact, change and innovation seem to be a common theme with World at War maps. While the traps were only one map old, there was a sort of formal, boring feel to them. Zombies walk into it, zombies die. It's simple, effective, and boring. Thank God for the flogger. I can't tell you how fun this thing is. My main incentive for using it is not because I want to kill zombies. I just want to. It's funny, it's just fucking hilarious just seeing them go flying. I'm actually disappointed when my zombie train isn't long enough to warrant its use. Just watching the zombies go flying is fun, but add to the fact that it's actually pretty good at killing them too. And the result is probably the best and most beloved traps in all of COD. As previously mentioned, the map was designed to house zombies. People discovered training somewhat on Rebootn, but it's on Shi No Numa that it really became a viable way to survive. In fact, it was here that people started to really survive to high rounds due to training and, admittedly, some other broken stuff.
Did I fuck up the spawns? I think I fucked up the spawns.
Which, again, we'll get to later. While it sounds dumb, a zombies map designed to be a zombies map was innovative, and showed that they were ready to go all out on zombies. In addition to this, arguably one of the most OP things to have was added.
What the hell is a Wonder Waffle?
An item that literally broke games and rendered zombies powerless no matter the round. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you...
This makes the big holes! Ah! Ah!
Nah, it's the Wonder Waff. This thing is literally broken. Like, genuinely, coding wise. It can end round 1000 with one shot. The overall brokenness, which I will bring up later, of Shi No Numa is largely attributed to a certain software limit, and this thing. It's basically an electricity shooting fucking boom rod with sci-fi lights and Star Wars shit all over it. Only the ray gun comes close to it in presence. An actual usability? No match. The yin to its yang, however, is that it does break the game. While it is OP, being OP only is fun for so long. Its inclusion and development was also innovative, as it was the first proper wonder weapon we got. Another thing was that the perks do not remain where they were in the previous game. They are randomized. Each game they are different. This changes the value of an area drastically. Comms might all of a sudden be the place to go because jugs spawn there. Alternatively, it could be not as good if quick revive spawns there. This adds replayability, as you will be somewhere different each game. It also goes to show what perks we value, but anyway. Further separating it from the previous two maps is the fact that it had a canon reason for its existence, and is part of a much larger story. The main zombie story was developed and started with this map. All the way up to Moon was set into motion from here on Shi No Numa. In terms of grandeur, this was Shi No Numa's greatest innovation. With the addition of a story comes the addition of new characters. Richtofen, a possibly gay, crazy German scientist who plots to take over the world. That's just a generic character at this point. And his 3 test subjects, who are unaware of their brainwashing. Again, as you do. Nikolai, a drunk Russian who loves vodka and has had about 8 wives, that we know of. Dempsey, an angry, loud American who can break the 4th wall, but only when he wants to tell off the players.
Players, drop the chips and get me some ammo!
And Takeo, a stereotypical, honor-seeking Asian. That's as deep as his character goes. On the surface, this looks like a disaster of a cast. It should have been. But there's something about them that just gets under your skin and makes you love them. I'm not gonna lie, as an 8-year-old playing Black Ops 1, I genuinely found Nikolai to be fucking hilarious, and I'd go to school and quote all the shit he'd say.
I have made mess in trousers!
I can still recite and remember most of his voice lines. Even the others are hilarious and beloved by the community.
Awesome!
Look what happened when they tried to replace him.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Anyway, the characters were just as important as the story and was yet another innovation in Shi No Numa. You know, these early maps are just so interesting. Ah, shit. Here come the dogs. I can't imagine what people's first thoughts or actions were upon hearing this back in the day. I can imagine it's along the lines of, oh my fucking god, I'm going to shit myself. And then the action was shitting themselves. Honestly though, the noise alone would have been enough to cause my heart to fall out. But Then you're faced with these on top of that. Well, today we are desensitized to hellhounds and, most horror in games. Back then, oh boy. The genuine threat of the hellhounds, combined with the overall shit pantsiness of them, makes them not pleasant to fight at all. But there is an incentive, besides not dying. A max ammo is rewarded for surviving a hellhounds round. Later on in a game, this becomes very rewarding, and overcoming the hellhounds feels relieving and worth it at the same time. Overall, they are a positive innovation, as they provide a useful way of rewarding players by giving them a challenge to beat. A lot of people see Reese as the innovative map of World at War, but to me at least, Shi No Numa was the true innovator. It really got the gears turning for the remainder of World at War and Black Ops 1. Sadly, however, it's not appreciated as Reese, which brings me to my next point. It's badly aged. Despite everything I've said in this entire video, despite the efforts of Treyarch and all the significance this map carries, if you ask someone what their favourite World at War map is, it's never Shi No Numa. Yes, Reese innovations were instantly effective, but Shi No Numa's effects on zombies were more grand. The simple fact is that this map has aged poorly. It's not as set into the hearts of the fanbase as its three siblings. Every World at War map gives you an incentive to return to it, a unique concept of what the map offers. You want complete bare bones pure zombies? Play Nukt. You want some war weapons, perks, a little more space? Play Verrückt. You want decent space, war weapons, a box that moves, perks, Pack-a-Punch? Play Reese. World at War falls into this sort of middle ground between Verrückt and Reese. You want further evidence? Look at the three Green Run maps, not transit, but the individual areas that were made into maps. Bus Depot reflects Nukt in its style and its offerings. No perks, no room, no Pack-a-Punch. Farm reflects Verrückt. Better war weapons, perks, and cramped rooms with open areas. Town? It's just Reese with lava in it. Every World at War map got its sort of reflection in Black Ops 2, except Shi No Numa. There's probably a million reasons for this though. I think I at least have some theories. Firstly, the challenge for pro players and high rounders just isn't there. Lots of maps get kept alive by their hardcore fanbase after the casuals move on. But there wasn't any for Shi No, for the most part. This is due to its brokenness on high rounds. The WAF can kill an entire horde of zombies, up to 10 from one shot, which sounds low, but a high round can only have a maximum of 24 zombies due to coding limitations. So you literally see round 7,000 achieved, people do it just for a laugh. All you have to worry about is ammo. Oh wait, dog rounds. The lack of a high round challenge is a big problem, and probably didn't help in the dearth of popularity this map has. Another reason could be the apparent complexity. I say apparent because to a casual player, the segmented design and unfamiliarity of the map's nature, as well as the change in setting, can make people think it's too different and they're more likely to go with a more familiar map. The map's gradual decrease into unimportance can probably be attributed to these factors, as well as some others which I can't think of. Personally, I don't actually like this map. I know, the entire video wasted basically. But making this video and playing it has given me a newfound respect for it. Unfortunately, however, what it offers to players can be found in the other three, if we're being honest. I understand I'm being very harsh, but the simple fact is the map doesn't have anything to really get under your skin and make you love it. The Flogger's great and everyone does love it, but it's only a trap and can only do so much. Am I really about to say that on the internet? Sadly, this map just falls into the middle ground, and it will get the respect, but it will never get the love for its efforts. That's fucking depressing, holy shit. To recap, this map was innovative, inventive, and very important to not only the story, but the whole arc of Call of Duty Zombies. It invented the characters, it set the universe, but it will never receive the love it deserves simply due to what the other three maps offer. It's not as unique as everyone thinks, and it's also too different in a bad way to be a favourite. Sort of like the black sheep of World at War Zombies maps. End screen stuff. I realise the channel's actually doing stuff now. It's not just 3 people watching. So, if you feel like sharing, please do. Make sure you press the like button, or else I'll find you. If you press dislike, just make sure to press it twice, and then I'll find you as well. And subscribe or I'll find you. Thank you. Say you're welcome or I'll find you. Also added the 2 voices on this channel, I'm the better one.